Welcome to Melbourne. This is the last of the Australian cities where this journey comes to an end. So that's it. Terminal 2, Deepali heads out to India. We're done with this leg of being in the car for a year together. I'm going to put Globelander on the road in the ship and then get on the plane in a week's time. So hopefully we'll all get to meet again back home. We are here at Dobinsons Spring and Suspension in Melbourne, Australia. Well, obviously we're here to switch out the suspensions for Globelander. Globelander, of course, is fully kitted out Dobinsons. Dobinsons front, the bumper, the front shocks and the rear shocks, and the springs, they're all Dobinson. Dobinson America proudly sponsored us a little bit for this very meaningful journey, and Dobinsons Australia is going to take this on to the next one. We're getting a suspension changed. These are the new front bumpers they now have. They sell this in Australia, but what I have is something they don't sell in Australia because they're not allowed to for some reason, but well, it's still holding strong. Now this is what the MMR is. This unit here, it's going to be in the front. It has a special oil canister and it's fully adjustable. This is the adjusting nuts, and the back is going to carry something like this. We cannot put this in the back because we have a very heavy KDSS system, which is difficult to put the reservoirs anywhere around, so we're going to have just this. Unfortunately, we can't put the ones with the reservoir. This is a back shock for the reservoir, but it is difficult to install at the back for various reasons, one of them being that we have a different KDSS system in the US variant of the Landcruiser. So what are you going to do now? The suspensions, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, well, the driver's seat on this side.
Driver's seat?
Is on this side.
Ah, so it is. An American car.
Yeah.
Oh. I'm just going to take it for a quick test drive. Just double check, make sure that everything's okay.
Okay.
And then from there we'll get started on the way.
Yeah, they don't see a left-hand drive here very often, and when they do, it's a museum piece. It's a far way for anyone to come into this island continent nation. There she goes for a test drive before they get the suspensions off it and get the new ones on. And after the test drive, Globelander is coming back. Let's find out what the diagnosis is on first look. Next job is to get it on the hoist. So what's your initial diagnosis?
It's heavy. Yeah. It's strange driving on the left-hand side of the car.
And
But the car drives fine.
yeah, there's a lot of knocking when you turn. Now there's people who do it in a garage, and there's Dobinsons who does it differently. So what's your process?
Well, first we test drive the vehicle.
Yeah.
Just double check for any noises. From there, we measure the car, make sure where it's standing right now, so we know where we've got it afterwards, and then we weigh it, just so we can double check the weights and what springs we're using. So after that, simple job of fitting all the suspension, double checking it's tight, and you're on your way.
And that's the difference when you get it done with the experts. They know their product, so may as well get them installed in a place they know best. And you said you did your apprenticeship with Toyota, right?
Certainly did.
So he knows the Toyota Landcruiser. So as you can see, I'm a loyalist. But We do this for, it's a charitable mission.
So you raise money for charities?
We raise money for organ transplants for people who cannot afford it. What are you measuring?
So we're measuring hub to guard. We measure hub to guard because that's the most accurate way to tell how the suspension's changed.
Okay.
Just because if some people might measure tire to guard, it's not very accurate. The hub to guard's perfect every time.
And the reason you do this is?
The main reason is, especially because a lot of our work revolves around stock vehicles. So our stock cars, we want to make sure that we've hit whatever the designated lift is from Dobinsons. Some of these are adjustable.
So after you put the new ones, you check again to see if they're calibrated.
So, you might have seen the new Ford Ranger that we had before. So it's really important that we get the right lift in the front and to keep it road legal, and also on the back. Otherwise they don't drive very well.
So what's this now?
Just some scales, same as what you'd use at home. Just a bit heavier duty because of the weight of the car. We just measure it on all four corners.
So you're going to weigh the car with this?
Exactly.
As you can see, the weight in the front is different from the weight in the back, and the sides are different as well. Is this normal?
It's a little bit heavier than most of them.
No, that this on the other side are not the same.
Yes. So,
and the same thing on the back. This is different from that side.
Exactly. So in the front would be things like batteries. It is really normal to have the car weigh different amounts left and right.
And that would make an impact on the way the tires would wear? No?
Yes and no. We're more sort of involved in the way it handles. So we need to make sure that we have the right springs. So this is a really good example. So 1,000 kilos side to side on the back. It's quite heavy, and that you'll be right at the sort of top upper limit of our springs. So we need to make sure we get the exact right one for you.
What do you have on tap for this one? Is it the?
I'd let the sales boys decide that, because they're right on top of all the part numbers and things. Normally I just fit parts, but when I do need to diagnose, I do a bit of that for them as well. So.
Okay, so there's your 600 kilos and there's that military grade.
Exactly.
This is way beyond the 600, right?
I believe so, yes. I suspect that we'll be going for the military grade bottles on this one.
Okay, well that's what's on tap, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's why they got me the double sets of coils.
Globelander is running pretty heavy. We have a lot of things at the back. We have 2 tires at the back, that's full tires. We have the max tracks, and don't forget at the bottom down there is the auxiliary fuel tank, which carries 40 gallons, not liters. And all of these weigh in, and we have a drawer system inside, and the drawers are full with things that we carry. There's a fridge. So all in all, we need to make sure that the springs at the back are good enough for the job. So those are the springs, the green, and of course the yellow ones are the shocks. The springs are going to change into the military grade ones because, well, you can see the weight in the car. You saw how heavy it is, and what is in there is the 600 kilo capacity. And we have 1,000 on each tire. The airbags.
Yep.
Is there a way to make it more accessible? To fill and not?
Did you want like an in-cab control, is that what you're saying? Or?
Yeah, where I can,
3570. Okay, so we're at...
It's at the back here.
Just on the tailgate or?
No, it's inside. if you look over here, the nipple.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's very difficult to get to, isn't it?
Yeah. And this is all Dobinson, by the way.
Yeah, right. I haven't seen one of these in a long time.
Yeah, they send America all the rejects.
I don't think that's quite how.
I can't seem to find spares for it. Here, like these.
Yes.
The ones in the front are broken, and I can't find them here.
I can't really help with that.
I know. Can you summarize what problem I have right now?
You are too heavy for a particular application that you want the vehicle to do.
Mm-hmm.
So you have a height restriction for the container, where we've got to try and pick a spring that doesn't raise the vehicle too high in the rear, but allows the drivability of the vehicle still.
So we're still going with the military grade spring, or?
No, we're going to go from the one down. It's 800 kilo spring still.
Okay.
The next one's up. That's my worst case scenario, is putting that spring on there. We're going to put these ones in, see how we go, and then we'll work out our decision what we do.
So we're going to start with the military grade, see how that works
We're
out.
going to start with ones down.
800, okay.
Start with the 800s, yep, which is off my biggest off-the-shelf spring. Okay. See how much that brings the rear up from where you're sitting now, and then we can determine what we're going to do with the front end.
Okay, but I have too much weight at the back, so that 800 won't work it. I have 1,000.
No, you don't. You have 800 kilos. You have 800 kilos in the rear axle. So if you take the gross vehicle weight, and you take off the curb weight of the vehicle, okay, and you take 100 kilos off the front end, it leaves you with the rear weight that's extra to what the vehicle is. So we take all the vehicle weight off of it, and then we're left with the extra weight.
So what the
So this is 800 kilos.
what the weighing machine shows is different from what it is.
Yeah, because that's weighing the whole vehicle, where we just need to weigh the extra weight on the vehicle. So
Because right now we're not fully loaded.
Yep.
So what you have is actually not the real weight of the car when fully loaded,
And how much more weight you got to put in there?
because my fuel tank at the back is empty.
Yep.
So that's another 150 liters. So that's another 150 kilos.
Yeah.
Plus all the luggage.
Yep.
So if you notice, my wife's not here, she's left.
Yep.
So that leaves her weight not in,
Yep.
the luggage we have,
Yep.
all that's not in,
Yeah.
and we have another fridge going in.
Yeah.
So
But you got a height restriction too. So
true,
if I
that's
put
a
that in
temporary. That's a temporary height restriction.
Yeah,
It's-
but you've got to try and get it in there. Once if you can't get the car in there, what are you going to do?
So it's 30 mil, the highest it would go.
So this will come up 30 mil higher.
Than it is now.
Yeah. If
Yeah.
I put the other ones in, it'll come up an extra 50 mil.
So it's 30 plus 50 will come up.
No, so 30 now with the springs that we're going to try.
So 20 more.
Yep, roughly. And then we're going to go, if we put the other ones in, it'll come up 50 mil dramatically. From where, pretty much where it's sitting. It's pretty soft on the rear now.
So it's 30 now. If you put what we plan to do first, we'll go up 50.
Pretty much.
So from 30 to 50.
Yep.
Not 30 to 80.
No.
Okay.
Then, so the military coils will bring it up a lot further, which we're trying to stay away from.
What Andrew is doing now is disengaging the KDSS system temporarily, of course, until all of this is done. Because this car is so heavy, the safety poles are also being used. I've never seen anyone do this. I think they need to.
Yeah, well, it's not big and heavy.
It's a heavy vehicle, right?
And then I'm going to heave on the back just for my safety. So
Oh no, I agree. This should have been standard for everybody.
yeah, I mean, normal passenger car, you probably don't need to worry about it. But your car, yeah, definitely.
What you did now is lower the stabilizer bar.
Exactly, yeah. Double check that nothing's going to come tight as I lower it down.
So you're lowering the differential so the springs come loose.
Exactly.
Next is we have to take out these airbags. Would that be the top hat?
Yeah, this is your strut cap.
Strut cap? Will you do something similar for the car, for what you put on this car?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Andrew will be able to show you the process of putting a set of struts together.
That's the one. Thank you.
These are definitely thicker gauge than this, right?
A little bit bigger on that.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah, that's
and
thick.
they're way more tightly wound.
Those are the springs we've gotten. That's the part number. So this is what's going into Globelander, the Dobinsons 3-way adjustable series. MRR, or is it MMR? It's MRR. Which stands for monotube remote reservoir. One of the modifications of Globelander is the fitment of an extra fuel tank, which carries about 120 liters, or say 40 gallons, by Long Range America. And we're now rerouting the pipes, the air pipes for the airbags that will sit in the coils. Taking off the airbags was a pain, putting them on is even more of a pain. Now, what is the ideal circumstances under which the airbag is a useful tool? When the springs aren't heavy enough?
Generally, it's just to, like I said before, it's like a load assist. So, for example, you have springs that get you very close to your ride height and everything, and then maybe you hook up a trailer, hook up a boat or something, and you just need an extra little bit.
So really it's good for towing.
They do help.
For towing. But if you're not towing, is it an important thing to have?
I mean, maybe if you, with your particular car, you've got a lot of fuel, so if the car was empty of fuel, it might make a big difference, regardless of these springs. And the rooftop tent you're taking off and on or something like that. Because those rooftop tents are about 80 to 100 kilos, aren't they? So,
About, yeah.
yeah.
Yes, no, they don't ever come off.
Yeah.
Neither do the tank, so these are permanent fixtures now. These are labeled left hand and right hand similarly, and what Andrew says is because it's Australia and the car is America, which is just the other way around, we've got to flip it and put what the right hand is on the left and the other way around as well. Andrew just installed the springs with the airbags. They all look brand spanking new. And then comes the how do you describe this?
These shocks, they're not at top of the line range, but they're just below it. I think you're getting the top range on the front.
Now, why wouldn't you put this at the back? Because it's too much of a hassle. The reservoir.
Yeah, they can be.
Because I would have not. I would have had a. I would be okay having the MRRs at the
Front
back.
and rear.
Yeah, but
There's a lot more labour on the back. Right.
how will this handle corrugated?
Yeah, fine. Absolutely fine. They're quite a bit stiffer than your original ones. For example, they've got a lot more flow, bigger diameter bore. But yeah, they are a good shot. A really good shot.
How do they compare to the ARB? Similar.
Depends on what you're talking about. If you're talking about like their gas shot, I'd say this is better.
Well, no, similar. Just like for like. I'm sure ARB has a similar one, right?
Last time I checked, they didn't, but I'm not
Okay.
100% sure. They had their BP51s, and I've
Correct.
fitted a lot of those in the past. They're good. I think the ones you're getting in the front are better, personally.
Oh yeah,
Like,
no, I did my
not even
research. I did my research, and everybody, for what I use it,
Yep.
recommends the Dobinsons. So that's
Yeah.
why I'm here.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
It helps that it's a lot cheaper too.
Yes, they are. The BP51s are very expensive. Thank you.
The rear shocks are almost in.
Won't have a problem getting it done up, but I'd say the next time it comes out, I'd replace it 100%.
Okay. Now this got the damage from the Argentina, well, I wouldn't say gravel road, but a rocky road that we had to really pick up speed on, otherwise it could have been a really bumpy ride. And that speed kicked up some rocks, and for it to take this kind of damage, well, it must have been really badly hit. What was that for?
Paint pen mark. It lets me know that I've done it up. It also lets anybody who's doing a service or anything double check very easily if the bolts come loose for any particular reason.
That's a good way.
Yeah. That's
So you live and you learn. I've never seen anyone else do this. It's now time to get this one in, and it's getting assembled over here. These are the MMRs, MRRs, monotube remote reservoir shockers. They come in a kit like this, and it's got to be assembled, and it's compressed over here. That in bad shape too.
yeah, that one's pretty knocked out.
So we're replacing that with a new one, this. Well, one of the shocks is assembled, MRRs.
You slide the canister in.
Okay. I've already got it on. I just got to need to nip it up. Do you have to nip that up?
This is a reservoir. It's pretty much blocking in the
Next thing is
steering pump, which I need to change next.
by this one. It's
What's going on here?
Just fitting the reservoir.
Are you having troubles with the original plan? Is this car shaped differently?
Yeah, well, there's definitely that.
that side is, I think, buttoned up.
Okay.
Well, when Dobinsons designed this, they had made this to fit here across, but they didn't anticipate that some Toyota models outside of Australia may not have the same length as the ones here do, so that's what happened over here with us. So Andrew had to improvise, and this is how we're going to lay it out, vertically and hopefully still away from the tires. But it's right in line with the KDSS, so if it doesn't hit the KDSS, chances are it won't hit the reservoir.
Can we twist it more angled.
This way.
Yeah, would that help?
Hey Andrew, if you push this all the way, if you did it in this angle, maybe that might work. This will get out of the way then.
Yeah. You mean twist the bracket?
This thing facing like this, if it's possible, in this angle. If you move this all the way, you'll know how much of it has to angle out.
Where would it go? Probably.
So that looks like the final position. So this is looking like it's almost done. Hopefully she's Africa ready.